All right, let's get one thing straight. Men don't fall in love just because you're gorgeous, sweet, or even different. Nope. Men fall in love when something deep inside their brain shifts. A hidden switch flips. And the moment that switch flips, everything changes. Suddenly, he stops seeing you as just another woman he likes. He sees you as the woman he can't lose. But hold up. It's not emotional safety, it's not how nurturing you are, and it's definitely not about how well you text back. Sorry. This hidden switch, it's called the identity trigger. Because here's the thing, men don't fall in love through feelings, they fall in love through identity. Let me explain. A man falls in love the moment he realizes, I'm becoming a better man around her, and I like who I am when I'm with her. That's it. That's the core of it. Men don't attach to women who adore them. They attach to women who elevate them. Here's the myth that most women have about men. You've heard this before, right? Men fear commitment. But that's not it, not at all. Men aren't scared of commitment. They're scared of losing control of their identity. See, men live with this deep, quiet need to feel in control of their life story, their goals, their direction, and their purpose. If being with a woman makes him feel like he's drifting off course, his mind resists her. But when being with her feels like progress, when he feels like he's moving forward, that's when the switch flips. It's not like one morning he wakes up and says, she's the one. No, what happens is his brain chemistry starts linking you to growth, peace, and purpose. You become his safe challenge, not his distraction. Here are the 3 questions men's brains are asking. So, let's get into the psychology of it all. When a man interacts with a woman, his brain is subconsciously asking 3 key questions. Do I admire her? Do I feel like myself around her? Do I become more of who I want to be because of her? If the answer to all 3 is yes, that's when the switch flips. Here's the biological truth. A man's brain is wired to seek status and stability. It's not just about financial or social status, it's emotional status too. When he feels like his value, his discipline, and his direction are all increasing around you, love becomes inevitable. But when he feels drained, confused, or like he has to shrink to please you, that switch stays locked no matter how attracted he is. And here's where most women unknowingly block that switch. They try to impress him instead of inspire him. They over-explain their worth. They over-give their time. They over-share their hearts, all in a bid to prove that they're different, that they're worth it. But here's the kicker. When you try to prove your value, his brain stops having to earn it. And the moment he stops earning your value, his love circuitry slows down. Men fall in love through effort. It's the effort that attaches them to you. It's why a man is more emotionally addicted to the woman who challenges him gracefully than the one who makes everything too easy. The harder he has to work, not to impress you, but to deserve you, the more his self-image fuses with you. That's the identity trigger in action. Now here's something you won't hear in most dating advice videos. Men fall in love with women who subtly mirror the qualities they respect in themselves or want to have. If he's ambitious, he'll fall for the woman who quietly holds herself to high standards. If he's disciplined, he'll crave the woman who knows boundaries. If he's lost or uncertain, he'll gravitate toward the woman who walks like she knows where she's going. It's not that you have to be perfect. It's that your energy reflects who he wants to become. That reflection creates emotional gravity. He doesn't want to control you. He wants to belong to the version of himself that you awaken. Here is why some men commit instantly. You ever notice how some men commit instantly to one woman and ghost the next, even if the second woman is better on paper? It's because love for men isn't a checklist. It's a shift in identity. One woman reminds him of his past, while another shows him his potential. He doesn't fall for the woman who needs him. He falls for the woman who believes in him without trying to fix him. When he feels believed in, his brain releases dopamine, the chemical of motivation. You literally become his emotional fuel. And once his brain links your presence to progress, he's hooked. Not on your looks, not on your words, but on the feeling of becoming better because of you. Signal 1, when you don't compete for his attention. Men's attraction sharpens in silence. When you're not constantly trying to prove you deserve his attention, his brain starts to offer it freely. Here's the thing, attention is currency. If you spend it too freely, it loses value. But when you pull back a little, his dopamine spikes. He feels a gap he wants to fill. That hidden switch loves that gap. It tells his brain, she's not chasing. That means I need to earn her presence. He's not wired to fall in love with a woman who demands his focus. He's wired to fall in love with the one who commands it. Here's signal number 2. When you provide emotional variety, not drama. A man's brain thrives on emotional variety, not drama. Contrast is the key. When you mix light humor with depth, warmth with mystery, softness with standards, he can't help but lean in. What do I mean by contrast? Think about mixing unexpected elements, like laughter with a touch of vulnerability, playfulness with a sense of mystery. It activates his curiosity loop. His mind starts chasing emotional understanding. He's drawn to you not because he fully gets you, but because he wants to. Men are problem solvers by nature, so when he can't quite figure you out, but feels good trying, he becomes emotionally hooked. That's why overly predictable relationships lose their spark. It's not that he's bored of you, he's just bored of the emotional tone you're setting. Keep him guessing, just enough to make him lean in, not run away. Signal 3, when you make him feel chosen, not trapped. This one is a biggie. A man's love switch doesn't flip when he's forced into commitment. It flips when he chooses commitment because it feels empowering. When your energy says, you're free to go, but you'll miss this piece, that's when he realizes he doesn't want to go anywhere. He stays not because he has to, but because leaving would mean losing himself. And that's the deepest level of attachment a man can feel. When loving you feels like protecting the best version of himself. Here is the one thing that kills attraction. Want to know what kills attraction faster than time zones? Emotional micromanagement. When you start policing how he feels, what he says, how much he calls, or when he texts, his brain goes into defense mode. The love switch shuts down because love starts feeling like a demand, not a choice. Men need space to breathe inside love. That space doesn't weaken the connection, it strengthens it. When you give him the freedom to come toward you, he will, because men always return to where they feel trusted. Here's what science says. Neurologically, when a man feels emotionally elevated around you, meaning he associates you with confidence, calm, and forward movement, his brain fuses those feelings to you. This is called identity bonding. You stop being just a person he loves and start becoming a part of who he is. That's when you notice his behavior shift. He protects you naturally. He prioritizes you effortlessly. He talks about the future without hesitation, because in his mind, you're not an addition to his life, you are his life. And that's the moment everything changes. When it clicks, when that hidden switch flips, a man's love stops being conditional. It stops being about what you do, say, or give. It becomes about what you represent. You're the chapter he's been trying to write, the calm inside his chaos, the mirror to his strength, the soft place that doesn't weaken him, but reminds him why he fights. That's not emotional safety. That's emotional evolution. Let me say this clearly. Men don't fall in love through feelings alone. They fall in love through identity. When he looks at you and sees progress, not pressure, when he feels admiration instead of obligation, that's when the switch flips. And when it does, He won't chase you out of need, he'll chase you out of purpose. If this video hit home for you, go ahead and like it, hit subscribe, and share in the comments below which part made you go, "Oh wow, that explains everything." Because the truth is, every man has that hidden switch, but only a rare kind of woman knows how to flip it without even trying.